Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. Today I have for you a scrapbook process video using my Best of Both Worlds kit, and if you don't know what that is, I will leave you links to my kit build video so you can see what that is and how I go about building kits. This kit features a lot of florals, but I'm not going to use that on the layout today because today's layout was based on a prompt of a project that I'm doing called the Load Project, which is Layout a Day Project. And I'm in the midst of it, doing a layout every single day for the month of February. And the prompt was to talk about how something in your life kind of snowballed out of control or snowballed bigger than you expected. And so I'm going to talk about how my daughter's sleep schedule kind of snowballed out of control. And the technique prompt was to use ever-increasing embellishments. So you will see how I take that prompt here. So I start with this base paper of this kind of ombre pink, and that leads well into the snowballing where something gets more and more and more, where the pink here gets more and more. So I start with that as my base, and then I am going to use a whole bunch of circles to create a spray of circle background that gets larger across the diagonal of this layout. And so I am using these punches. I think I have 5 circle punch sizes, and I'm going to punch like 4 of each size out of each of these pieces of paper, and I'm using that yellow and kind of that mixed color. It's kind of a watercolor splotch paper. And so that is going to be the main design element to this entire layout. And as I punch them out, I kind of start sprinkling them across the page according to size, and I kind of mix it up a little bit so that it's not harsh lines of size gradients, but kind of a general flow of gradient. And I intersperse the various colors there so that I have what can appear to be random. Now, trying to make something truly random by hand is kind of tricky. So once I've got that ready, I am going to bring my photo in and see where I think it will go, and then I'm going to move some of those circles out of the way because there's no point in punching them if I'm just going to go ahead and cover them up. And I make sure some of them kind of peek around the edge of where my photo is going to go because I like the design element of, partially seeing something tucked around. So I do it that way. Now normally I will trim my mats and pattern papers and things with my paper trimmer, but for some reason I was just feeling like I wanted to just get it done today and not feeling too precise, and I just did it by hand. This is not something I do very often, so I don't know. Sometimes the moods that strike me are a mystery even to me. And because this design is going to be fairly simple with all those circles, I did want to give some dimension to my photo. Now, I have not made you watch me glue all those circles down, but here I am checking to make sure I haven't missed any. And then I will go ahead and get my photo adhered down, and I did have to end up moving a couple of those circles that I missed, and it tore my paper because it was glued down, but because my photo's there, you're never going to see it, so only you and I know that the paper is torn behind there. So I did make sure I kind of overlap bits and pieces here and there because I think that helps give it more of a random look, because if everything is starkly in its own space, that makes it feel less random and less flowy. So that is some of the thinking behind my decisions here. So I tried to get my photo adhered down, but again, it didn't go down quite where I wanted it. So luckily it didn't stick too badly and I got it. I do tend to let some of my pieces drape off edges for the same reason that I've already mentioned, and then I will trim them back. Now I'm taking a view at this and I'm seeing where are there gaps and pieces that feel too barren, and I'm going to fill those in with some more circles and just seeing how the flow of the layout goes and making sure I've got a fullness there that is working for me, especially since I'm really trying to get this layout to be much lighter and smaller in the top left and much heavier and fuller in the bottom right. So I am filling in down there with some more pieces. Okay, so that is done, and again, I have to make sure I've got all those things trimmed off so it will fit in my page protector, and I am ready to move on to the next bit. And the next bit here is getting these little chipboard pieces sprinkled along with these circles. And now I'm missing these are all day of the weeks, and I'm missing the word Thursday. So I kind of lined them up as if Thursday is tucked behind the photo. And I think in the grand scheme of the eye reading this layout, nobody's going to miss Thursday. We don't need Thursdays anyway, right? Anyway, so I got those pieces on there and that fit really well with the story behind this layout. And I'm starting to build my title next. And you did see me kind of start looking over embellishments, but I haven't made any decisions on those yet. So I am building my title and it's going to read in the end, How Did We Get Here? And it's really the story of how the pandemic has really thrown off my youngest kid's sleep schedule because she used to have a lot of classes and activities that she would go to. I guess I should say, if you don't know me, we are homeschoolers, but she does take a lot of classes outside of home, and that's actually most of where her schooling happens, is at a resource center. And so without that schedule to keep us all on track, her sleep schedule has really gotten out of whack. So there's my title, and you can see I filled in my journaling kind of around all of those circles, so that flows pretty well, I think. And then I start sprinkling the rest of my embellishments around, and really, because the layout is pretty busy back there, I didn't choose too many extra things, just a couple of puffy stickers and an enamel stickers that are in more circle shapes that read well with this layout. And that is it. This layout is going to be done. As usual, I will leave you here with a few close-up photos of this layout, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you got something useful out of it, please do give me a like because that does help my channel grow. And I will be back next week with the SCT Sampler Kit unboxing and project video. I will have my free Cut File Friday video for you along with that free cut file. So do come back and join me next week for more scrapbooking inspiration. I'll see you then.